In the lower left hand side of the map we have our blue Zerg player from Root Gaming. It is Hydra. Spawning here in the lower left hand corner of the map. His opponent in the upper right hand corner is the green Protoss player from team MiA. It's GrayWarden. Taking down Igers here in game number 3 to put his team onto the scoreboard. And we'll see if he's going to be able to keep it up as we head into game number 4 here on Expedition Lost, Hydra's map pick for this game. So we'll see how this is going to go in a few moments' time, see how this turns out. And GrayWarden just starting off with a Gateway Cybercore as well. Single gas for now, looking as though we're going to be seeing a Nexus in the fairly near future, just Corona boosting out them probes. Pylon blocking Hydra here for a few moments, which is going to be slightly annoying. Hydra actually opened with a fairly fast gas. I completely missed that, so apologies for that. Hydra with a fairly fast gas to open up with here, and we'll have 6 Zerglings, 8 Zerglings in total out on the map here very shortly. Now that fast speed is something which GrayWarden has been able to see, so he will be aware of that, and may just take a little bit longer before putting his expansion down than he usually would, just to make sure he's going to have enough units out, maybe a sentry or two, you know, a couple of Zealot, a sentry maybe for force field or so, and make sure he gets a wall off up in time. That's going to be the major point, and he probably doesn't want to put a pylon on the low ground until he can ensure it stays alive, so that he can get his wall up nice and quickly. So that's probably the plan. I think, maybe. I'm just guessing. Hype-oo, says Papa Mitch. That's what we like to see. Some more hype. Diddy Light saying he just made coffee and prepared a nuclear lunch. Sounds good. As his lings run on by, they're going to try and get up here, but there is a Zealot on hold position. Hydra not going to be able to get too much done, and just double expanding behind this. An expansion coming down at his natural, and at his third base as speed is about to finish up for him, and he's not going to be able to do all too much with it for now. Tastalope just sitting to the right hand side of this hatchery, and the Zergling comes in and does find that probe. So Hydra scouting nicely with these Zerglings all over the map, just trying to make sure he sees everything. He's scouted pretty much everywhere, so he finds that probe. That's really nice, and wow, you know, we're still missing a Nexus. So GrayWarden is really taking this kind of whole being safe thing very seriously. He really doesn't want to die to kind of a ton of speedlings, and even uses this force field here very preemptively, I believe. So so yeah, these Zerglings just gonna fall back for now. Nexus gonna come down in this natural expansion. A couple of gateways gonna be finishing up, and that forge as well. So I mean, very late expand here for GrayWarden, and with a third hatchery about to finish up for Hydra, can only see him getting into can only imagine that this is a really good position for him for this from this point onwards. A Overlord just moving around, going to be moving towards this natural expansion, and yeah, Queen moving over towards this third hatchery as well right now, as this Tastalope is still nearby, still chilling. These things move so fast when they decide to kind of run a big distance. Like, they do scare me. Look at how fast it is. It's like a Zergling with 4 legs. Does it? I guess the Zergling does have 4 legs. I should shut up. Not too much else going on. That's why we're staring at the Tastalope right now. Rotron coming in, but apart from that, it's just a couple of Zerglings out and about on the map. And this one patrolling backwards and forwards. This one just sitting still. And a mothership core, along with quite a few units. Going to start moving forwards here now. Hydra's just made a big round of drones, 6 of them just finishing up. He doesn't have that much money right now, so this is going to be a little bit scary for him to hold off. A couple of roaches on the way, and he's going to need to make as many roaches as possible. But I mean, with this many force fields and a time warp available as well, I can definitely see this army taking down the third base potentially. So it's going to be interesting. 7 roaches on the way in total now, though, and I wonder if stopping for a little while there from GrayWarden is maybe going to cost him. He's actually not. He's not quite going towards the third base. He might move up towards the natural, If you could just catch a couple of roaches out of position and force fields here right now, it would be brilliant. And he catches one of them roaches and can make his way towards the third. What's he going to do? Is he going to go up into the main / natural? You see, I'm not too sure about this because he's going to allow roaches to come in from, there's more closer reinforcements here. So yeah, he's not really going to get as much done as I thought he could, and he actually loses quite a bit here. That pure zealot gets left behind as well. So he loses quite a bit there, honestly. 2 sentries, 4 zealots. Far from ideal, and Hydra holds on quite handily. And having made so many drones earlier, now he's in a fantastic spot. His worker count is great, and moving across the map here with these roaches, with these zerglings, just going to have map control, and, what can GrayWarden do? He's not going to get a third base super soon. He starts +2 and he starts blink. Now, I guess he could try and go 2 base all in if he would like. I guess that's an option for him at this point in time. But Hydra already started to think about that and just going to shut down the kind of direct pathways in this game, taking down these rocks, and some zerglings getting trapped on the wrong side of this, but not too much of an issue as roaches starting to break their way through these rocks on the back door of GrayWarden's base, and looking as though he might make his way up here very soon. GrayWarden seeming to have not realised this, as he hears it. Okay, now he starts to respond, opening a sentry there. Just takes 1 force field to block that ramp, so he should be okay as long as he lands the force field in time. And yeah, more sentries coming in. So these roaches just taking down the rocks. Maybe an opportunity for another time, as these zerglings falling back over here as well, falling back home. And again, Hydra no real reason to take a 4th base before he can seize a 3rd base of his opponent. Just keeps teching over 3 bases. He's on 70 drones. And just needs to keep making units. We see Groove Spines on the way. We're going to see Hydras being made very shortly, I imagine. And there we go, 9 of them coming up. And that's going to be pretty nice as this Overseer comes into the main. Sees more gateways being added on him. He's not on that many gateways. This is going to take him up to 8 in total. GrayWarden's just playing this game so weird. It's as though, Iger's last game seemed very scared and he played very weird. And this kind of the other way around now in this game for GrayWarden. GrayWarden is the player who's kind of really scared. He went to 3 gates and a forge before he took his natural. He went, he's on +2 blink robo at 12 minutes before he's even ventured outside. Now again, this can definitely just be an all-in, and it looks as though that is going to be the case. The robo's so late. Obviously for kind of an observer in case of any kind of burrow shenanigans. But still, investing in that at this point, is it worthwhile? Maybe you should, it's just not going to slow you down too much, or, take away too many resources, which could be a couple of extra units. He is half the supply of his opponent right now, and that is not going to go well for him, I imagine. Some zerglings come up this ramp, and already going to be forcing some warpins back at home, as this gigantic army of Hydra is just going to send a couple of lings forth to try and see what's up, and he recalls back home. So, is this really an all-in? Because he's recalled back home. So what now? Hydra moves out. He's going to clean out a couple of pylons which are out and about on the map. And a 4th base coming down in the bottom right hand corner. Hydra he's just cool. I don't need a 4th base against no 3rd base, but it's at a point where you just haven't taken it for so long. It's getting a bit ridiculous. So he just takes his 4th base anyway. Sees a probe coming over to make the 3rd base. But again, this is so late. There's a few units just sent up here to deal with this, to try and run by. Force field's coming down, and they may still be able to break through, and they do take down 1 pylon, but that's going to be it. But again, just continuously being annoying over there as some roaches come in, and I'm not sure if they actually force a cancel, but they definitely at least killed the probe as he continues to look for an opportunity to move up this ramp. And here we go, some zerglings going up here straight away. Hydras as well. Mothership core very far out of position, and that is just going to be able to get away, or is it? No, okay, it is. Hydra's turn around as all the sentries go down over here. No force fields nearby, no other sentries nearby, and that means that Hydra's going to make his way into this main base, and GrayWarden has to find a way to deal with this. I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to. Some more stalkers being walked in here, Changelings being dealt with, but this is not looking good for him as these Hydras starting to fall back, and Creep should continue to push through the middle of the map here. A couple of Creep teamers coming in, and yeah, Hydra's just falling back with everything right now. He's about to hit maxed out. Behind all of this, he's gone into Hive. His Viper's on the way out. +2, +1's on the way. Muscular Augment's coming in. He is pretty much set for the rest of the game at this point. Maybe set it up, just, get ready for tech switch perhaps, but I don't think he's going to need it. He's got Vipers out when the first Colossus just hit the field. We're 15 minutes in game, and GrayWarden is still on 2 bases. And this does not bode well for him at all, as Hydra are going to start moving out again with just so many Hydras in this army. The DPS is going to be insane. And, you know, no real worries if he can get rid of them Colossi so quickly with the abducts. So that's going to be what we're looking for, good abducts. And this game should be Hydras to lose. So moving in forth across the map, see if he can maybe jump into the main base again here. For a few moments perhaps. Moving up this ramp, and you know he's going to get straight into the main base and actually forces a recall out of his opponent here. And this is going to be a little bit weird because this is going to be a pretty good concave for Hydra. That being said, the force fields come down in a pretty solid line. So MiA's moving forward is going to try and take down a Colossus, and that Colossus is taking a lot of damage. It's going to fall. Where's the other Colossus? Oh, apparently dead. Okay, so another game which was a bit weird, not really what we usually see. Some